Okay, guys, so now we're going to talk about the tempo. So the tempo is the speed of which you're going to perform every exercise. So essentially what we want to be doing is, say, for example, a bicep curl. So for a bicep curl, we want to be explosively coming up and then controlling the lowering portion. Okay? So the way I like to look at it is 1 second up and then 3 to 4 seconds off the lowering portion. If we then, so that's for a bicep curl. So if we were to do, say, our dumbbell press, so the exact same thing where we're now pressing up fast, nice and controlled on the way down. Pause, and then driving it back up again, nice and controlled on the way down. Okay, so that's the tempo range that we want to be using for every movement. So for a squat, you're going to be driving up fast and then nice and controlled on the way down. Okay, so that's the tempo. So all repetitions are going to be like that. So we're thinking about 1 second up, 3 to 4 seconds down, and then we're going to pause. So that brings us to the next thing, our pauses. So your muscles are going to respond best whenever you're pausing in a stretched position, okay? So for your biceps, whenever your arms are fully open and your bicep muscle is getting maximally stretched, you're going to be creating the maximum amount of tension for the muscle to respond and grow. Whenever you're doing a dumbbell press, as you're pulling down, your pec muscles are now getting stretched. We're going to pause in that position. Up, and then control on the way down, and then pausing in the stretch position. That is where you're going to get the most benefit from. So by slowing the tempo down and by pausing in your stretch position, if you're an experienced trainer and you've been training for a while, what you're going to find is the weight that you will have used in the past is going to be too heavy for you. You're better to use a lighter weight and really control the movement and really emphasize the pausing in the stretch position. That's going to give you a lot more benefit than using a heavier weight and just banging through reps like it's a race, okay? It's not a race. We're not here to build our ego. We're here to build our body. So if you have to lower the weight compared to what you normally have, that's fine, okay? So controlling it and try and make every rep the same, okay? If you start off in a nice controlled manner and then once it starts getting heavy, you start rushing through them again, it defeats the purpose, okay? So we want rep 1 to look the exact same as rep 12. That way we're staying consistent with our tempo, we're staying consistent with our reps. So week on week when we're building and we're adding a rep to each set each week, we know that every set's going to be the exact same, okay? So that's our tempo and our pauses. In the next video, we're going to be talking about some more advanced technique known as rest pauses and myo reps.